Today, I'm testing the Let's Resin 136 acrylic marker set. Yes, 136 colors. It's huge. It's basically a rainbow that decided to become an art supply. Lately, YouTube has been overflowing with Artix acrylic marker videos, and Artix has been, let's just say, less than professional with some of my friends in the YouTube art community. So I wanted to try something different, expand my color range, and give another brand a proper chance. To really test these markers, I painted 2 round wooden canvases. Wood is one of my favorite surfaces to work on, so it's perfect for pushing these markers and seeing what they can actually do. My first piece is the classic hands from Michelangelo's Creation of Adam. I'm a total Italian Renaissance nerd. I love painting hands and I wanted to make this piece my own, so I added a blue sky and soft sunset clouds. Clouds are absolutely not my strongest subject, but today was all about practicing and trying things with these markers. I also wanted to see if you can get realism with acrylic markers. I'm still improving in that area, yet I wanted to push the markers, blending, layering, shadows, depth. Basically, can these go beyond flat cartoon colors? Before filming, I swatched out the entire set. A few things stood out immediately. The markers are ready to use, no activation, no endless shaking. They're very juicy. The clear barrels let you see how much paint is inside. These sit in the discount marker range, same tier as Artix, but probably a little cheaper. Opacity varies from beautifully opaque to transparent with dreams. The skin tone range is excellent. The reds are extremely underrepresented. And I say that as someone who loves pink. I am a massive pink girl. Pink is my personality, yet even I have to say red is the primary color and I need more than 2 or 3 shades of solid red. The set could also use more greys, warm greys, blue greys, soft greys, the kind you get in an alcohol marker set. You can layer it to make greys, though that takes effort. These markers don't have color names, only numbers, and the plastic caps don't always match the actual paint color. That makes swatching absolutely essential. Your swatch card will save your sanity if you mix up some of the lids, and trust me, we've all done that. It's usually at 2 AM. The good news is that the barrels also have the same plastic color on them, so you can still figure out which lid belongs where. It's just a bit of a puzzle. The box has a printed color chart, upside down weirdly, unless you store it sideways. Horizontal storage sounds logical, especially to help the paint flow, until you try to get a marker out and realize the weight of all the other markers creates a mini art supply avalanche, pinning everything down. Let's just say getting a marker out takes way more effort than it should. One thing I genuinely love, these are brush nibs. Brush nibs are the most versatile nib type. They let you do thin lines, thick strokes, smooth curves, the lot. If you've only ever used bullet tips before, you will feel like stepping up several levels. These markers dry very fast, faster than I expected, and the finish is completely matte. No semi-matte, no satin, fully matte. The appearance generally reminds me of gouache more than acrylic paint. If you use postcard markers, which dry with a slight shine, these behave very differently. They look velvety and have a flat look that's beautiful, although they do lose a little vibrancy as they dry. We'll come back to this later when we talk about my second painting. While painting the hands, I found the markers blend really well, far better than I expected. The translucent shade made it easier to create subtle shadows and gradients. A lot of the blending I did with my finger, which worked perfectly fine and also made me feel 5 years old in the best way. Fine lines are definitely achievable with these brush nibs, though you do need a steady hand. If I go too fast, the line suddenly decides it has its own artistic vision, and if I go too slow, my arm muscles start aching like I've asked them to lift weights. These markers are definitely capable of straight lines, but I'm still training my hands to cooperate. Here's where the biggest issue showed up. These markers do not handle large areas well. When I filled in the sky, the blue ran dry mid-stroke, even though there was still plenty of paint in the barrel. If I let the pen rest 10-15 minutes, it revived itself, then dried out again a few minutes later. And just to be clear, I tested this multiple times in my sketchbook off camera across different colors and on different days. I didn't film those because I wasn't planning to make them part of the video, but the behavior was exactly the same every single time. This seems to be a paint flow issue. The nibs just can't keep up with how quickly you're using it. Markers in general aren't ideal for huge background sections, yet some brands do handle them a little better than this. I've been a little quiet on YouTube lately and I wanted to share why, because I know a lot of you can really relate. Back in July, after 6 years of contracting in the same role, I finally became a permanent staff member. Same job, same work, same team, except now I'm officially on the books and not just a long-term contractor who somehow knows everything. It's been a good change, but the timing lined up with a huge system upgrade, and because I'm an IT lead developer, we're right in the middle of a major project. My brain has basically been running background tasks non-stop. And then winter arrived. Our Australian winters aren't brutal by global standards, but cold is personal, and I don't do well in the cooler months. My mental health dips, my energy drains, and I basically go into hibernation mode. Between the weather and the increased workload, my weekends turned into recovery time. I wasn't in a bad place, but just trying to keep my balance. So most of my creative energy went into my sketchbook drawings on the couch because that was all I had the energy for. And honestly, that's okay. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. Now that the sun is sort of coming back, I say this while looking at a rainy Melbourne sky, I can feel myself warming up again. Summer is around the corner and I'm slowly getting the spark back. I'm excited to make content again and really want to return to my fortnightly videos because I genuinely love sharing my art journey with you. Mental health is a huge part of my life. I'm doing pretty well at the moment, but I'll always have days that wobble. And for me, managing it is an ongoing process, the same way you'd manage anything long term. You don't just fix it, you build routines that keep you steady. For me, that's painting, running, going to the gym, and being mindful of my stress eating. I gained a lot of weight during the rough years, and it's something I have to keep working on. Not perfectly, perfection is impossible, but consistently. As long as I'm doing more good than bad for my body and my mind, I'm proud of myself. Right now, my priorities outside of work are getting back to making full-time content and focusing on my health. My cardio dropped off when things got busy, but I've kept my strength training and I really enjoy that. And I want to find my way back into running again too. I also get the occasional YouTube burnout. I always want to make videos that either teach something or make people smile, and I also want to make things I'm passionate about. And those two goals don't always match. Some of my favorite videos don't get many views and I'm always feel a little sad for them because I really poured a lot of energy into those pieces. So sometimes I take a short break to regroup, rethink, and find the magic middle ground, the place where your interest and my passion overlap. I'm feeling more like myself again now and genuinely excited to be creating again. It feels good to be back. Getting back to the markers. For my second piece, I wanted to do something fun, colourful, and a bit cheeky. I don't eat as many sweets these days, so I painted donuts. I wanted to live vicariously through art like a responsible adult. The top donut has jam oozing out, which genuinely scared me. There's so much texture and colour variation. I didn't have a donut brown marker, so I layered colours to build up the exact shades I needed, and honestly, the blending made that really enjoyable. The reds were the only real limitation. Again, I wanted the jam to be bold and dramatic, and I just didn't have enough red options. For the background, I switched to normal acrylic paints, which instantly reminded me how textured they dry compared to paint markers. The contrast actually worked. The donuts are smooth and flat, and the background is textured. Because these markers dry matte, the jam looked a little too soft, so after I finished this piece, I added a gloss varnish to bring back some shine. The varnish over the matte markers base looked fantastic, exactly what I wanted. Let's talk about who these are great for. Budget conscious artists, hobby artists like me, colouring page lovers, sketchbook painters, crafters, people who want a huge colouring range in one box, beginners experimenting with acrylic markers. They're not a professional grade marker, and that's okay, they don't need to be. For hobby and craft artists, they are honestly fantastic. Since filming, I've used them a lot in my sketchbook for small paintings and colour tests. I love that I can grab one box, my swatch cards, and start painting immediately. The 136 colours feels like a full buffet, one-stop shop for colour lovers, even if they definitely still do need more red. These markers surprised me. The blending is impressive, the matte finish is gorgeous, the brush dips feels great, and the huge colour range is so convenient. The biggest downside is how they behave on large areas, plus the lack of strong reds and greys. Fix those and this set would be close to perfect for the price range. Even with those flaws, I'm genuinely enjoying using them, especially for realism tests, which they have handled far better than I expected. When I finished both pieces, I hung them on my wall, the hands on top, the donuts underneath, and I accidentally created the greatest crossover in art history. God and Adam were no longer reaching for each other, they were reaching for a donut. And honestly, fair enough. If you use these markers, let me know, did you have the same issues with large areas, and tell me which colour family you think this set needs more of, reds, greys, or something totally different. I can totally hear my friend and fellow YouTuber Courageous Painting shouting purple from across the internet.
The only thing they could have done better is given me a purple. At least give me purple, like give me a fun color. A purple, a magenta, a cyan, something exciting.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Bye!